Anyway, everybody's welcome. My name is Quinton and I'm from Tiedata. I've also been kindly joined by Chris and from NFON and also from Ray as well. I'd like to go through today's agenda. Basically, Chris is going to be talking about NFON. Ray's going to be also be talking about Microsoft NFON looking within Teams, and also going to be going through a demo. We've also got quite an exciting quiz running with a promotion we're offering. To the winner will have 6 months free telephony system that will be fully integrated within Office 365 and Microsoft Teams. I'd like to pass you over now to Chris, who is going to go through the introduction of NFON.
And thank you very much. Hopefully you can hear me. I've just literally going to take over control here. Ray's has passed it over, so excellent. Right, so today I just wanted to talk to you all with regards to NFON. I'm just trying to change the screen here for a second. It's not
just press down or up or left or right. It doesn't.
Yeah, there we go. Excellent, brilliant. Okay, so NFON are a German telecommunications provider. We've been running since 2007 in Germany and 2013 in the UK. We've been driving business communications across all of Europe. Some quick key notes on NFON. We are currently, as mentioned already, been running for 12 years, and we are currently in 15 countries across all of, effectively, Western Europe. Countries including Spain, France, Germany, Austria, Italy, so on and so forth. So we've grown our footprint from just being in Germany in 2007 to across 15 countries across all of Europe, and further growth is expected and planned. We have over 450,000 endpoints or seats across all of Europe. I think the last count from a document we received this morning was 463,000, and it's over 41,000 enterprise customers that we are supporting. So a bit more about NFON. Why would partnering with NFON be a good idea? First and foremost, this is what you get included within license costs. So you get your phone extensions, you've got your direct dials, your caller line identity presentation, etc. You've also got your call groups and queues, time-controlled call routing. So the call routing element means that you can set open and close times. You have your own personal voicemail. So that means that you can set it up and have a little voice recording saying you've reached John Smith. Please leave a message after the tone. You've also got included in your license costs up to a 50-person conference bridge per user. Now, other parties out there would charge for this sort of element. We include it in the license costs. Included as well, you've got the ability to use a virtual fax machine. Some people still do use faxes, and you can add something called an eFax extension to an extension. You have a voice dialogue, otherwise known as an IVR. So when you call in to a business, you'll hear, please press 1 for this, press 2 for that. This is something, again, included within the costs, and again, no additional charge for doing so. You have access to your company's central phone book as well. So with regards to going to the central phone book, you can upload, I believe, up to about 9,900 users into a central phone book. Now, that's a very, very decent amount of users you can have in there. It's highly unlikely you'll probably have more than 10,000 employees, but if you do, the ability there is that it's scalable enough to do so. All devices that we offer that are certified NFON devices will have the ability to have zero touch provisioning. So effectively what that means is it is a plug and play device, and you can have multi-site and branch offices available to you all on the same account, but setting them up on site level. So for argument's sake, what we do at NFON, we have something called a K account, which is your unique account per customer. You can set up different sites beneath said K account for routing purposes, for 999 database, etc. And finally, we have something called voice encryption. So all calls across the platform are encrypted. Just moving forward to the next slide here. Additional things that can be included within NFON are as follows. We have mobile applications both for Android and for iOS. And we also have PC, Mac and tablet applications as well for both iOS and, for Mac and for Windows. Additional value-added services included would be things such as call center monitoring. It's a product that NFON have called M-Monitoring Queues, which effectively gives you a live snapshot of your business. It can have up to 180 different customizable metrics, which you can chop and change and drag and drop via widgets on a wallboard. We also offer a contact center solution. So the call center monitoring would be effectively a halfway house between the core platform, as we've already discussed, and also the contact center solution. Contact center solution is full blown. You can have access to things such as dialers and web chat and so on and so forth. So the contact center element is for that more full blown call center solution. But if you just want to be monitoring a live snapshot of your business, the call center monitoring should be ample enough to do. We also offer call recording to MiFID II compliance. We have two flavors of call recording, one with hosting in the UK, another that doesn't, but it is looking to have UK-based hosting not too far in the future. What we're here for today, which is the MS Teams integration piece, which Ray will get onto later on and demonstrate. So I won't go into too much detail on that because he'll cover the good and bad points, sorry, not even bad points, but the good points of this and where he can really add value to your business by using MS Teams and NFON together. You also have Click to Dial as part of our CRM integration as well. So we are able to integrate into most CRMs on either a standard level or a bespoke level of integration, ultimately down to the CRM type. So things such as Salesforce, Sage, those would be out of the box. So standard integrations, but for those more bespoke CRMs, we can look into providing a quotation to allow the click to dial and screen pops to come up from that. And across the NFON platform, it has over 150 different features built into the platform. Features such as do not disturb, call hold, call forward, and so on and so forth. So, thousands of businesses across the world, well, across Western Europe, I should really say, trust NFON for their communications needs. And here are just some of them. So, as mentioned, NFON has around about 41,000 enterprise customers. Some of these on this sheet you should know, or you may well have known. So, Hackney, top left there, is Hackney Borough Council. With NFON, they've got over 6,000 extensions, and they have been with us for approximately about 5 years now. Hackney are always adding to their extensions. You may have seen ProDrive on the top line in the middle there in the news recently with their car parts business actually stopping generating pieces for car parts and actually started to push into the ventilator space. Another interesting one on here as well, in the middle line on the right hand side, there's a company there called Winlight Recruitment. Winlight Recruitment were NFON's very, very first customer back in 2013 in the UK, and they are still with NFON to this day. Other companies on here that you may well have heard of, such as Versus Arthritis, Make-A-Wish, and Total Produce, these all have seats and customers with ourselves, and it's something that they continue to add to on a daily basis. One that is really interesting, following on from what we're doing today, London and Quadrant Housing Association on the bottom left here. Now, L&Q are a customer of ours. They have got approximately 3,200 users, and they were the pilots for the Microsoft Teams integration. So they're the ones that have brought this to market with NFON and have tested it as our guinea pigs. So what's included in your business premium license? So a business premium license with NFON gives you the following things. So you have a license type that gives you access to an app suite for Cloudya, which is our best ever computer telephone system. Included within that app suite, we have not only a web app, which is available on Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. You also have a localized desktop app for Windows and Mac, and you can also access this via a mobile application on Android and Apple devices. It allows you to have your phone extension on up to 9 devices. So that means that you can have the desk phone, you can have the soft phone via web, you can have the mobile app, you can have a mobile app on a personal phone if you so wish to do so. So long as you don't exceed that 9 devices that you want to have your extension active on, you can start adding devices to that. The business premium license also comes with an additional level of voice encryption. So the voice encryption that we mentioned for all platform, this is an additional level of that. And it includes a basic call recording as well. So whilst you're on a call, you can hit *1. At the end of that call, the email address associated to your extension will receive a WAV file, which is the recording of that call from the moment you've hit *1. The mobility app is the mobile app already previously mentioned with regards to Android and iOS. You've got your own personal voicemail, your managed conferences are included in there as well, and you've got your call management such as Do Not Disturb. Optional add-ons, you can have the virtual fax machine as mentioned earlier on. You can also have something called N Operator Panel, which is your virtual switchboard for your receptionist user. So that receptionist will be able to see a call coming in and drag and drop to the correct person within the business. You also have the ability to add on NCTI standards. So this is your computer telephony integration. And as mentioned a minute or two ago, this is where you can have your screen pops, etc. The Cloudya web version of softphone runs on web real-time communications on both PC and Macs as well. An additional note here as well, the SRTP, as in the extra level of encryption and the basic recording, are free of charge in the license, but they will need to be activated by Tiedata for that to be in place. It's included within the license costs, but we need to have your say-so to activate that. And now I'm going to silence myself and pass back over to Ray to run over the Microsoft Business Voice phone system versus NFON, as well as the demonstration for you. So over to you, Ray.
Perfect. Let me just take control. Lovely. Right. Good morning, everyone. So yes, I say, please ask as many questions as you want. So you might be asking yourself, well, I know that Microsoft, they do a phone system or PABX. Why would I want the NFON solution as opposed to theirs? Well, hopefully I'll be able to answer some of those questions for you. Right. So literally, some of that Microsoft phone system does do voice very well. It does it make and receive and transfer a call. I'm not going to knock it, it does. But there are some caveats around that are very hard for most people to try and find from when they search on Google and try and find from Microsoft. Singular thing, we do multiple DDIs. That may not be important, but it means as a user, you can have more than one DDI associated to you, or a group can have more than one DDI associated. With Microsoft phone system, you only get one. Do not disturb, it's only per device. We can do it per user, so you can say, when I put on do not disturb, all my devices are in DND, rather than I have to go and select each one at a time. Mobile outgoing calls, you can choose the number. So you can choose your main number to make a call from your mobile or landline or desk phone or Microsoft Teams, or you can choose to show your DDI number, your direct dial out number. You can choose to show another number from within your business. On a Microsoft phone system, it's just literally one. You can only show one number. You can't do that. We have also Microsoft Teams. I don't know if anyone has used Microsoft Teams recently, but it's been down twice this year already. Once they've got to renew their license, and once there was a service issue. With this license that we're talking about and the offer that we're talking about today, you will get built-in resiliency. We will give you, as Chris mentioned, that web RTC real-time client application, so that if Microsoft Teams does go down again, you can still make and receive a call from a web phone that enables you to literally to make and receive and see all your colleagues, the presence of your colleagues, without any other issues. Also, if you want to collect those analog devices, I know they're sort of getting on a bit, but there's still people want analog devices. They might have a bell, they might have a fax, they might have a tannoy system, they might have a strobe light, they might have some other analog device, door entry device that's an analog device that works off of that technology. With Microsoft, they aren't able to connect that. We can connect those, not a problem. Really simple and easy to do, and it just adds as another user within your system. Another thing with Microsoft, they do offer a minutes bundle. They give you 1,200 minutes per user to spend. But trouble is, once that 1,200 minutes is gone, the price of those can be up to 300% more expensive. And to give you an example, UK calls on mobiles, they charge 12p and 1.2p a minute for calls. We give, obviously, our calls, we give you 2,500 minutes per user and 2,000 worth of minutes of mobile calls, and our call rates are nowhere near the 1.2 and 12 pence for UK calls thereafter, should you exceed the bundle. With our bundle of 2,500 minutes per user and 2,000 minutes per mobiles, I doubt very much if you will ever exceed that bundle, unless you're sitting there 24/7 making call one after the other. So it makes it a lot more competitive for the bundle and the pricings of calls than Microsoft as well. And we're giving you over literally 150 applications, 150 points that the phone system that you can have, and 20 more improvements that NFON has over the Microsoft PBX. So it is a truly telephone system in the cloud, whereas compared to Microsoft phone system, yes, they make, transfer and receive calls. That's what they do, nothing more than that. We can give you all of those features that Chris mentioned previously. So the auto attendant, welcome, Tiedata, press 1, press 2, all of that, voicemail to email, conferencing, and all the traditional features you would expect from a telephone system, but in the cloud. Okay. So I'm just going to show you now. So you'll be glad to hear it's not death by PowerPoint, and that's the end of the PowerPoint. I'm going to actually show you a proper Teams integration, making and receiving of calls. So I'm just going to come off of this presentation, and hopefully you can still see my Microsoft Teams. Chris, can you confirm you can still see that all right? Or Quinton?
I can indeed, yeah.
Perfect,
I can.
lovely.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, yes.
Perfect. So this is Microsoft Teams, and you can see when you make and receive call using Microsoft Teams, if you've not seen it before, just find your colleague and click on this and it will call that contact. What we do, we give you a true integrated piece with the telephone system, providing you a keypad that gives you your phone system within the Microsoft Teams. And here you can see that is my number, my 020 number. So that's my telephone number. And obviously I have an extension number as well. So what I'm going to do an example of making a call out. So I'm going to call out outside of my environment, of my Microsoft Teams environment, and I'm going to call out to the real world and call a mobile number. So I can use my mouse or my keyboard to make that call. As you can see, the actual call stays well within the Microsoft Teams environment. And you can see the call there, and that gives me the ability to use the Microsoft Teams to hold, transfer, or consult. Or if I wish to bring someone else into the call, I could bring one of my colleagues into the call. So I could bring Chris there into the call, or I could dial the external number. and bring those people into the call. So you have all the features that you would expect. So if you want to do literally start the call recording, everything else you're doing, you can do from within this. This is all the features that you get with Teams. We're not touching. You're still getting those wonderful Teams features, such as you can literally chat to each other, video calls, conferencing, etc. The only difference being is we're now literally giving you the ability to make those calls within the Teams environment. So that's the call going out. I'll now make a call coming in, so you can see the difference on a call coming in. So I'm just going to that there.
Hello, thank you for calling NFON.
Oh, I should say it right. 9020370. Try and get the number 9020374067009. Send. There we go. There you can see, call comes in and I can answer it. An external call, so it's not a Teams call, it's an external call. And answer the call, and I can do the normal things as well with this. I could, if I wanted to, literally hold, transfer, consult, or if I wanted to bring another colleague into this again. So that's an incoming call, which is great. Certain things when you want to obviously chat to your colleagues. So I'm going to try and find some of my colleagues. So if I find my colleagues here, so I'm going to try and find one of my colleagues, Kevin. So if I click on Kevin, normally within Teams, when you click on this icon here, it just brings them internally from the Microsoft Teams perspective. But now, if in Active Directory you've added all of the numbers associated with that user, I now have the choice to have a Teams call, or I can obviously call their mobile number. So I have the option to do one or the other, which makes life a lot easier. So you can do one or the other. Okay. Similarly, if you're using Outlook, and I'm going to just quickly show you my Outlook here, and you want to invoke that. Oh, sorry, wrong part. Outlook. There we go. Just going to open up Outlook. You can now, obviously, once you create a calendar invitation, you can also then, I'm just going to bring that over. He says, just one moment, I've got everything in the way. There we go. So I can go to my calendar invitations. If I then make a new appointment for a new, say something tomorrow, I'm going to create a new appointment. When I now add, where is it? Where is it? It's behind. I've got too many boxes open. There it is. Now when I add it and I add my Teams meeting, you can see it's added my DDI number, my conference ID, etc. already built in. So I'm getting that as well. So someone can dial me on that telephone number as well into my conference ID, etc., which is built into this as well. So you've got that option as well when it comes to the Teams environment. So you can make and receive calls. And it literally acts as a true telephone system, but within the Teams environment. Some of our competitors do have offerings of this, but you'll find when you go to make that call, it then opens up a third-party application or a soft phone. And as Chris mentioned, should Teams go down or fall down, then you always have the option to be able to literally use a web RTC client, which is one of the offerings. So I can now open up my web client and log in, and I get the ability to then make and receive all the calls using my Cloudya application from a web client. So I'm never without a phone. You've got built-in disaster recovery with this solution as well as it. So, and the Teams element gives you all the bells and whistles from Microsoft Teams, and we're giving you all the bells and whistles that you may want from a PBX or telephone system perspective. So you're getting the best of both worlds. If there are any questions, by all means, then shout them at the end, etc. So just go back to there. Perfect. So now I'm just going to hand back over to Quinton, who's going to talk about the offer that we have available for you.
Great. Thanks very much for that. But there's a couple of things I've wanted to add. Now, from Tiedata's point, we've been looking at VoIP now for a number of years. But the key thing is that what we've found with NFON, it works. But there's also there as well, we've been speaking to a few clients regarding this, and they're having concerns about going over to a voice over IP system. And what they said is, well, okay, what happens if the internet fails? we just port it over to your mobile phones. And this has been really, really great for what's been happening at the moment, is that you're able then to have, if you wish, a single number, and just really transfer your calls from a desk phone to your mobile, to a PC or laptop. So it just makes the whole experience far better and far easier from a user point of view. But anyway, considering where we are, what we're very focused on is trying to help and assist clients in offering this great offer. So between Tiedata and NFON, we are offering a winner of today's seminar who gets the most questions right, 6 months free telephony system with full integration with Microsoft Teams, and also having a call bundle as well. So this is limited to the first 20 licensed users within that organization, but we do need to process this by the 30th of April, and there is a setup charge of £40 per user per device of migrating you over from your current system over to NFON. So Ray, if you want to stop the quiz.
There we go. You should be able to see the polling now. And it looks very much like that. All you need to do is select the option on each one.
And what we'll do is following this WebEx, we will actually get reach out to the winner and let them informed of they have won this great prize.
Yep, people are voting. I can see. I can see them. They're doing it. They're doing it.
Brilliant.
Good.
So I don't know if anybody has any questions at all. If you're not going through that chat, we can try and answer them straight away. If anybody's got wanting any more information, there's my contact details. Also, you can please have a look at www.tiedata.com and have a look at our website.